So, you're thinking about a trip to Taiwan? That's awesome. It's an absolutely incredible place. But figuring out the best time to go can be a little tricky. In this explainer, we're going to dive deep into its super unique climate to help you plan that perfect visit. So let's jump right in. Okay, so the very first thing you need to wrap your head around with Taiwan is its most fascinating feature. It's basically an island with two completely different climates. And this isn't just some neat little piece of trivia. It's the key to planning your entire trip. I mean it. The island is literally split in two. The northern part has a subtropical climate, hanging out around 22 degrees Celsius on average. But if you head south, boom, you're in a full-on tropical zone, and it's a bit warmer at 24 degrees. Now, that small difference on paper, trust me, it makes for a huge difference in what your trip actually feels like. So here's our game plan for this explainer. We'll kick things off with that two-climate personality. Then we'll explore what I like to call the pleasant seasons, spring and autumn. After that, we're going to get into how to survive the intense summer, uncover a surprisingly snowy winter, and finally, we'll put it all together so you can plan your perfect adventure. All right, first up, Taiwan's two-climate personality. Let's really get into the fundamentals of what makes this island's weather system so different. You might be wondering, what's causing this split? Well, it's this geographical feature called the Tropic of Cancer. You can think of it as an imaginary line that just slices right through the middle of the island. Everything north of that line is in the subtropical zone, and everything to the south is in the tropical zone. Pretty cool, right? Now, there is one thing that unites both of these zones. Rain. A lot of rain. Taiwan gets about 2,500 millimeters of it every single year. So the big takeaway here is that no matter when or where you decide to go, you should probably be prepared for a generally hot and rainy climate. So, which seasons are the easiest to visit? Well, if you're looking for the most comfortable, pleasant, straightforward travel experience, spring and autumn are without a doubt your best bet. In the spring, the weather is just gorgeous. It's mild, it's pleasant. It's the absolute perfect time for getting out of the cities and seeing the spectacular countryside. And of course, it's famous for all the flower blossoms, especially those beautiful pink cherry blossoms that draw families out to places like Alishan and Yangmingshan. Autumn offers a really similar vibe. That intense summer heat finally breaks, the air starts to feel cool and crisp, and best of all, that constant, sticky humidity finally starts to drop. That combination just makes it another fantastic time for travel. In fact, the source material we're looking at sums it up perfectly. It just says, it is as pleasant in autumn as in spring. So yeah, if comfort is your number one priority, you really can't go wrong with either of these two seasons. But hey, what if your schedule only allows for a summer trip? Let's talk about surviving and yes, even enjoying the intense Taiwanese summer, which really boils down to three things: heat, rain, and storms. I mean, just look at this comparison. While the yearly averages kind of hover in the low 20s, summer temperatures can spike to a blistering 38 degrees Celsius. That's about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature rarely dips below 30, and the humidity is just off the charts. It is definitely a season of extremes. Summer weather here kind of unfolds in stages. It all kicks off in mid-May with the plum rain season. Then, come July, typhoon season officially begins. August is when you're going to feel that peak heat and humidity. And believe it or not, the typhoon threat doesn't really go away until October. So let's zoom in on that plum rain season. From about mid-May to June, you can pretty much expect frequent, heavy showers in the afternoon. The single most important tip for this period is that an umbrella isn't just a suggestion, it's an absolute must-have. Seriously. And if you happen to be there during typhoon season, safety is everything. These storms can be really fierce. The official advice is super simple and clear. If a typhoon is on its way, you need to avoid all coastal areas and stay away from the offshore islands. But hey, despite all that, you can still have an amazing summer trip. The key is just to adapt. You can escape the heat by heading up into the cool mountains, embrace the weather with some water activities, and always, always protect yourself from the sun with hats, sunglasses, and tons of sunscreen. Okay, now for a total plot twist. Most people think of Taiwan as just hot and tropical, right? Well, let's explore the unexpected side of the island, a surprisingly snowy winter. Now, for the most part, winter in Taiwan is exactly what you'd expect. It's pretty mild, especially when you compare it to that intense summer. The north can get a little chilly, sure, but it's nothing too crazy. Or so you'd think. Until you see this number, -10 degrees Celsius. That's 14 degrees Fahrenheit. You're probably thinking, how is that even possible on a subtropical island?
Well, the answer lies in altitude. This extreme cold, and yes, even snow, is found at the very top of Taiwan's high mountains. It's a completely different world up there compared to the cities down below.
And this actually becomes a tourist attraction in itself. People will literally travel to peaks like Mount Heihuan just to see the snow. So if you're planning a winter trip and you want to experience this, just remember the most important tip. Do not forget to pack some very, very warm clothes.
Okay, so we've covered all 4 seasons with all their unique challenges and their charms. Now let's bring it all together for our final section, planning your perfect trip. This is where you get to choose your own adventure.
This table really sums it all up nicely. You've got spring with its mild, pleasant weather, perfect for seeing flower blossoms. Then there's summer, hot, humid, and stormy, so you've got to be mindful of typhoons and the plum rain season. Autumn comes along and things get cool and pleasant as that humidity drops. And finally, winter is generally mild unless you're heading for the mountains. Then you'll need to pack those warm clothes to see the snow. So, what's it going to be? Are you drawn to the intense heat and energy of the summer? Or maybe the unique chance to see snow on a tropical island? Do you prefer the flower blossoms of spring or the crisp, cool breezes of autumn? The perfect Taiwan season is out there, and now you have all the info you need to find it.